Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into one of the most rewarding projects you can do at home, planting an entire herb garden from seed. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a complete beginner, this guide will walk you through every step of the process. By the end of this video, you'll have all the knowledge you need to grow a thriving herb garden that will provide fresh flavors for your kitchen, natural remedies, and a beautiful green space to enjoy. Herbs are some of the easiest plants to grow, and starting them from seed is not only cost-effective but also incredibly satisfying. Plus, there's something magical about watching those tiny seeds transform into lush, fragrant plants. So, grab your gardening gloves, and let's get started. Why grow herbs from seed? Before we jump into the how, let's talk about the why. Why should you grow herbs from seed instead of buying established plants? Here are a few reasons. Cost-effective. A packet of seeds is significantly cheaper than buying multiple herb plants. For the price of one potted herb, you can grow dozens of plants from seed. Variety. When you grow from seed, you have access to a much wider variety of herbs. Nurseries often carry only the most common types, but seeds let you explore unique and exotic flavors. Satisfaction. There's nothing quite like the pride of growing something from scratch. Watching your herbs sprout, grow, and flourish is incredibly rewarding. Control over quality. When you start from seed, you have complete control over the growing conditions, ensuring your herbs are organic and free from pesticides. Choosing the right herbs for your garden. The first step in planting an herb garden is deciding which herbs to grow. This will depend on your climate, the space you have available, and, of course, your personal preferences. Here's a list of popular herbs that are great for beginners. Basil. A must-have for any herb garden, basil is perfect for pesto, salads, and Italian dishes. Parsley. This versatile herb is great for garnishing and adding flavor to soups and stews. Cilantro. Essential for Mexican and Asian cuisine, cilantro grows quickly and is easy to care for. Thyme. A hardy herb that adds a lovely aroma to roasted meats and vegetables. Rosemary. This woody herb is perfect for Mediterranean dishes and can even be used in DIY beauty products. Mint. Great for teas, cocktails, and desserts. Mint is a fast-growing herb that can thrive in almost any condition. Oregano. A staple in Italian and Greek cooking, oregano is a low-maintenance herb that's perfect for beginners. Chives. These onion-flavored herbs are great for adding a mild kick to salads, soups, and baked potatoes. Dill. Perfect for pickling and adding a fresh flavor to fish and salads. Sage. Known for its earthy flavor, sage is great for seasoning meats and making herbal teas. Planning your herb garden. Before you start planting, it's important to plan your garden. Here are some key considerations. Location. Most herbs need at least 6 hours of sunlight per day, so choose a spot that gets plenty of sun. If you're growing indoors, a sunny windowsill or a grow light will work. Space. Consider how much space each herb will need. Some herbs, like mint, can spread aggressively, so you may want to plant them in containers to keep them contained. Soil. Herbs prefer well-draining soil. If you're planting in the ground, amend your soil with compost to improve drainage. For container gardening, use a high-quality potting mix. Companion planting. Some herbs grow better together. For example, basil and tomatoes are great companions, while mint should be planted alone to prevent it from overtaking other plants. Gathering your supplies. Here's a list of everything you'll need to get started. Seeds. Choose high-quality seeds from a reputable supplier. Seed trays or pots. If you're starting seeds indoors, you'll need seed trays or small pots. Potting mix. Use a lightweight, well-draining potting mix for starting seeds. Grow lights, optional. If you don't have a sunny windowsill, grow lights can help your seedlings thrive. Watering can or spray bottle. Seedlings need gentle watering, so a spray bottle is ideal. Labels. Keep track of what you've planted with labels. Fertilizer. Once your seedlings have a few sets of true leaves, you'll want to start fertilizing them with a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer. Garden tools. A trowel, gloves, and pruning shears will come in handy as your herbs grow. Starting seeds indoors gives you a head start on the growing season, especially if you live in a cooler climate. Here's how to do it. Fill your trays. Fill your seed trays or pots with potting mix, leaving about 1/4 inch of space at the top. Plant your seeds. Follow the instructions on the seed packet for planting depth and spacing. Generally, you'll want to plant seeds about twice as deep as their size. Water gently. Use a spray bottle to moisten the soil without disturbing the seeds. Cover and label. Cover the trays with a plastic dome or plastic wrap to retain moisture, and label each tray with the herb name and planting date. Provide light and warmth. Place the trays in a warm spot, around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and under grow lights or in a sunny window. Seeds need warmth to germinate, so a heat mat can be helpful. Monitor and water. Keep the soil moist but not waterlogged. Check daily and water as needed. Caring for your seedlings. Once your seeds have sprouted, it's time to start caring for your seedlings. Here's what to do. Remove the cover. Once the seeds have germinated, remove the plastic cover to allow air circulation. Provide light. Seedlings need plenty of light to grow strong and healthy. If you're using grow lights, keep them about 2-3 inches above the seedlings and adjust as they grow. Water carefully. Continue to water gently, making sure the soil stays moist but not soggy. Thin seedlings. If you've planted multiple seeds in one cell, thin them out by snipping the weaker seedlings at the soil level. This gives the strongest seedling room to grow. Fertilize. Once your seedlings have a few sets of true leaves, start fertilizing them with a diluted, balanced fertilizer every 2 weeks. Transplanting your seedlings. When your seedlings are about 2-3 inches tall and have several sets of true leaves, they're ready to be transplanted into larger pots or your garden. Here's how to do it. Harden off. Before transplanting outdoors, you'll need to harden off your seedlings. This means gradually acclimating them to outdoor conditions. Start by placing them outside in a sheltered spot for a few hours each day, gradually increasing the time over a week. Prepare the soil. If you're planting in the ground, prepare the soil by loosening it and mixing in compost. For container gardening, fill your pots with potting mix. Transplant. Gently remove the seedlings from their trays, being careful not to damage the roots. Plant them in the soil at the same depth they were in the tray, and water thoroughly. Spacing. Make sure to space your herbs according to their mature size. Overcrowding can lead to poor air circulation and increased risk of disease. Caring for your herb garden. Now that your herbs are in the ground or in pots, it's time to care for them as they grow. Here are some tips. Watering. Most herbs prefer to dry out slightly between waterings. Overwatering can lead to root rot, so make sure your soil or pots have good drainage. Fertilizing. Herbs don't need a lot of fertilizer, but a light feeding every 4-6 weeks can help them thrive. Use a balanced, organic fertilizer. Pruning. Regular pruning encourages bushier growth and prevents herbs from becoming leggy. Pinch back the tips of your herbs regularly, especially before they flower. Pest control. Herbs are generally pest resistant, but keep an eye out for common garden pests like aphids and spider mites. If you notice pests, try spraying them off with water or using an organic insecticidal soap. Harvesting. You can start harvesting your herbs once they're well established. Always leave at least 1/3 of the plant intact so it can continue to grow. Common problems and solutions. Even the most experienced gardeners run into problems from time to time. Here are some common issues you might encounter with your herb garden and how to solve them. Yellowing leaves. This can be a sign of overwatering or nutrient deficiency. Check your watering schedule and consider adding a balanced fertilizer. Leggy growth. If your herbs are tall and spindly, they're not getting enough light. Move them to a sunnier spot or add grow lights. Pests. If you notice pests, act quickly to prevent an infestation. Remove affected leaves and treat the plant with an organic pest control solution. Diseases. Fungal diseases like powdery mildew can affect herbs. Improve air circulation, avoid overhead watering, and remove affected leaves to prevent the spread. Harvesting and using your herbs. One of the best parts of growing herbs is getting to use them in your cooking and other projects. Here's how to harvest and store your herbs. Harvesting. The best time to harvest herbs is in the morning, after the dew has dried but before the sun gets too hot. Use clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears to cut the stems. Using fresh herbs. Fresh herbs can be used immediately in your cooking. Add them at the end of cooking to preserve their flavor. Drying herbs. To dry herbs, tie them in small bundles and hang them upside down in a warm, dry place. Once dry, store them in airtight containers. Freezing herbs. Some herbs, like basil and cilantro, can be frozen in ice cube trays with water or oil for later use. Making herbal teas. Many herbs, like mint, chamomile, and lemon balm, make delicious teas. Simply steep the fresh or dried leaves in hot water for a few minutes. Conclusion. And there you have it. A complete guide to planting a whole herb garden from seed. Whether you're growing herbs for cooking, crafting, or simply to enjoy their beauty, this project is sure to bring you joy and satisfaction. Remember, gardening is a journey, and every season brings new lessons and opportunities to grow. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any questions or tips of your own, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening.